This episode isn't just about visiting the UAE, it's about asking a bigger question. Can Dubai or Abu Dhabi actually work for slow travel or retirement after 50? We experienced both cities firsthand for a quick trip. We're going to talk about what stood out the most: ease of transportation, predictable cost, safety, and long-term visa options. Welcome back to Your Time to Travel. I am Carl.
And I'm Tina.
And we took a quick trip over to the UAE a few weeks ago. We did two trips, actually. Our first trip was to Dubai, and our second trip was to Abu Dhabi, both in the UAE, both kind of the same, but both very different. So let's get right into it, shall we? So
Yeah, let's do.
Yeah. So with our visa from the US, we get to have a 90-day visa upon arrival. So I'm sure that is different for each country. It might be a little different. But for us, 90-day visa on arrival, no pre-arrival applications or anything like that. But what was your impression of our initially going through the airport, immigration, just how the airport looked to you? What was your initial impression when we arrived into Dubai?
Oh, I mean, everything was beautiful. The airport was immaculate, amazing, high tech, easy to navigate. Yeah, it was really nice. You knew you were stepping into a country full of luxury as soon as you got off the plane.
Oh yeah. The wealth and the modernization and the tech was second to none as soon as we got there. So yeah, everything was modern, everything was beautiful. All the videos we'd seen, it met the expectations. Immigration for me, my impression of the immigration process was that considering how busy the airport is, first of all, the airport is just spacious. It's just huge. So you're not cramped for space. You don't feel like people all over you. So that's always a big thing when we travel, especially back home. Some of the airports feel really cramped for space. So I noticed that it was very open, very high ceilings, very modern, very appealing to the eye. Immigration was even very visually appealing. And our first time in the UAE, we had to go to an immigration officer, but that process was bang, bang. We were in with our 90-day visa, and we didn't check any bags because that's kind of how we like to do things. Don't check bags. And so we can't speak on the baggage claim portion of our trip, but we can say after you do the walk, I think everybody gives you a long walk is to get to immigration on purpose. Maybe it's a health thing, but man, the walks are always at least 5 to 10 minutes after you get off the plane to get to immigration. That is always a walk. I mean, my goodness. But yeah, but everything was clear signage, smooth process, clean. That's one of the first things we pay attention to. It's like, wow, man, this is really clean. There's nobody yelling at anybody. We're not getting yelled at to go this way, go that way. Yeah, felt like the country was designed for efficiency, is my interpretation of it. So it was a very smooth process, which will segue into the part about transportation. So our experience in Dubai, and we looked it up before we got there, we kind of knew that we wouldn't need a car per se. So let's discuss the transportation process, leaving the airport, which took us straight to our hotel in Internet City portion of Dubai.
Yeah, the metro is great because you really can get to the different parts of the city just on the metro. So you just hop on there at the airport and yeah, straight shot.
Yeah, it was great. So the signs were pretty well displayed everywhere. How to get to the metro, to the train, the rail system, which takes you from the airport directly into the major parts of the city. And so easy to negotiate, pretty straightforward, English and multiple other languages. So I think we did it on our own. I don't think we had any assistance because we're kind of used to traveling now. So we kind of just go to the kiosk and just make it happen. Get back into the episode. Let me quickly share a travel essential Tina and I use on every trip. Olafly eSIMs. If you're still using your home SIM card overseas, you probably are paying expensive roaming fees, dealing with slow data, or swapping tiny SIM cards at the airport. Olafly solves all of that. With Olafly, you get unlimited high-speed data, coverage in over 190 countries, and you keep your regular phone number active the whole time. No physical SIM, no stress, just instant connection the moment you land. And because they partner with our show, you get a discount when you use our code, Your Time to Travel, at checkout. Here's how easy it is. Go to Olafly's website and choose your destination. Pick the plan you want. They'll email you a QR code. Open your phone settings, tap Add eSIM, scan it, and you're done. Turn it on before your flight, and you'll have data the second you arrive. Grab your Olafly eSIM and use code Your Time to Travel to save. And now, back to the episode.
Yeah, it's super easy. I mean, there's not too many steps to it. It's the ticketing booth, you can go see a live person, or you can just go to the machine, and
Yep.
yeah, they make it very easy. So the signage
Yeah.
is great. Just get your tickets and know where you're going, what stop to get off. And there you go.
Yeah.
Now they do have, we're going to talk about the different cars on the train.
Oh, yeah.
I like the gold, whatever that was called, gold the golden ticket.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. 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 So yeah, they have a section. It was the gold something. I'll make a note in it on it. You know, you'll see it down on the screen. But this is if you pay a little extra. I think it was twice the cost, but this isn't a very expensive thing. And we bought a day pass. So we each bought a day pass, and it gave us access to the gold car, which is less crowded, has more comfortable seating, and during rush hour it's less crowded. And you only people that can go in this car are the people that have this ticket. And so it was pretty comfortable, especially when we first got there. It was pretty nice. Comfortable seats. We got to sit down, relax. It felt like you're taking a ride on a long rail system and not just a short city commute. So it was pretty nice, well thought out, you know, and it was quiet, it was chill, you know, everybody was peaceful. It was nice. Spotless. The metro was spotless. I mean, spotless, air conditioned. So I can only imagine how important that is when it gets to the hotter months over in the UAE. I mean, granted, we went in December, so the weather wasn't super hot. It was very comfortable, but still, when the sun's shining down on us, yeah, it could be pretty warm. So AC, cleanliness, efficient, you know, no panhandling, no homelessness, no crazy smells, no trash. Yeah, it was great. You know, perfect. And it took us right to our stop in Internet City, and we got off the metro, and our train was pretty close by. So that was perfect. No car. You really don't need a car in Dubai unless you just choose to rent a car. And boy, don't you have some choices. Yeah, any kind of car you can think of, you know. So I think besides being over in, as far as our travels, do you think Dubai might be the most efficient rail system? I guess we can compare it to Bangkok. Which one do you think? Do you think they rival each other? You think they're on the same level? One's kind of got the upper hand on the other. What do you think?
I would have to stay in Dubai a little bit longer, just to see like what areas like you may want to go to that possibly the metro did not reach. I mean, the BTS and the MRT in Bangkok seems to be, it has like a lot of fingers throughout a very big city. So you can get anywhere. Dubai, I'd have to spend a little bit more time, but for us, seeing all the main attractions and the main parts of Dubai that, you know, as a tourist that you'd want to get to, definitely the metro, meets the mark.
Okay, good deal. So, and one of the places where the metro took us was to the Dubai Mall, the famous Dubai Mall, which is one of the biggest in the world. We actually didn't get to see it all because it's too big. Where you have, I guess you can call it an aquarium. I mean, I would call it the ocean. I mean, considering everything that we saw, and this is just being displayed in the mall area without actually going into the aquarium exhibit. But
Because we were thinking about buying a ticket and going into the aquarium, but the aquarium is so expansive on the outside. It's like, do you really need to see more than this? I mean, so, we didn't go inside. It was, we
Yeah,
were satisfied. We were satisfied
yeah,
just looking from the outside.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you got sharks, uh,
Kinds of sharks.
swordfish, stingrays. I mean, you name it. It's like, I don't know if we really need to go in there unless they had whales or something. I don't know. I mean, what else could you have shown us? I mean, everything was right there. I'm like, I'm good. We can keep
Yeah,
it
we were
moving.
good. I guess if
Yeah,
somebody else has been actually inside the aquarium, maybe they could let us know if we missed something really, really great.
yeah, yeah. So from that Dubai Mall, one of the cool things is during the hotter months, you can go from the train to the mall and never go outside. You you can stay cool and it's air conditioned the entire walk. Now it's a walk. I mean,
Yeah,
you,
it definitely is.
hopefully
You
it's
will
a
get
walk.
your 10,000 steps in that
Yeah,
day
you
if
will
you
get
take
your
your
steps
mom.
in walking to the mall from the train. You will get your
Yeah.
steps in. So if you want to get just a day to get 10,000 steps in, take the train to the Dubai Mall, and from the train to the mall, that's a few thousand. And then once
Yeah.
you get in the mall, you can spend all day. You literally can spend all day in the mall. It's fantastic. You know, you have H&M all the way up to the Hermes store, buy any kind of watch. I don't know. Do they sell cars at the mall? I don't know. I guess we didn't get to that section.
Yeah, we may have missed that section.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm
I know
sure
you
you
can go ice skating. You can go to an aquarium. The cafes are numerous. The restaurants are numerous.
did.
Plenty of space to walk. You can actually get lost in that mall. Multiple levels. I think the first time we were heading out of the mall, we kind of were on the wrong floor, going the wrong direction to try to get out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
And then speaking of that, our first night that we went to the mall, and of course, the most iconic building in the world and the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, is right outside of the Dubai Mall. And so, one of the reasons we went there was to see the world's tallest building, and we wanted to see it at night. And
mhm.
boy, was that a show!
Yeah.
Worth the time, worth the walking, worth the steps. And we decided to sit out on the marina there and have first. I think the first night because we went twice. So the first night, I think we just had kind of like drinks and some like snacks. Did we actually eat a real meal? But we sat
I
right
don't think
there, and it was a
we
great
just
light
got their
show.
appetizers. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
we sat there. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, yeah, we sat outside and they do a whole water show that is comparable, if not better than, the Bellagio in Las Vegas. It's, has music and all the water and the laser lights. And, they do a whole thing up the Burj Khalifa that's laser lights. And it was very impressive. And then just the energy there. There's lots of people, lots of families. It's definitely family friendly. We just enjoyed the atmosphere and the entertainment. So it was definitely worth the stop. And you could really sit outside and you could have a hamburger or pizza, on a you know kinder lower end budget, or you could have a $500 meal, so and have the same view, or you can just go and just, you know, take pictures and watch, and, definitely enough room to do anything that you wanted, but just to enjoy the views.
Yeah, because there are definitely plenty of social media videos and photos that happen at that location. Because I think you're going to be able to go to our social media on Instagram and Twitter, and well, not Twitter, but Instagram and uh, TikTok, and you'll be able to see our videos and photos that we took from that location and the light show, the water show. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Can't say enough about it. It was well worth our time. And yeah, the price points there, you can eat on a budget or you can ball out. Every price point's there. You have all the Western chain restaurants there. You can do whatever type of food you're interested in that you want to have. You can, your price point and your type of food is there. So we had a great time. Great experience. And one little thing to know is that if you hang out there too long, the metro doesn't run all night. It stops very early. And we
Depending on
found
what
this.
part of the
Yeah.
city you're going
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for us, yeah, we weren't going there anymore on the
Yeah.
metro.
After we did that long walk, remember, you got to do a long walk to get back to the train. And we were wondering why people were running and walking fast and carrying on. And we're like, what? The train says that the last train's at 11 o'clock. What's the problem? It's like 10:30. Why are they rushing? It's not that far of a walk. Well, those are the locals. They knew. Or someone had given them the information that, hey, the last train is at 11, but you might want to look and see if that's the last time for your particular stop in the direction you want to go. Because we were late, because our last stop was at 10:38 or something like that. And so as soon as we did our speed walk, because we were like freaking out, as soon as we got there, we found out that nope, our last train had already left going in our direction. And so now we had to go do an Uber, which is even more of a walk to get to where the Uber was. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
there, as soon as you come off, as soon as you exit the metro, everybody's there waiting for all the people who missed the train.
yeah.
So
And
you won't have a problem finding a taxi or an Uber.
yeah. And don't be like us. Make sure you get a real taxi, not somebody out there making a quick buck. I mean, there's videos on that. So make sure they're an actual Uber or actual taxi, not an Uber. Make sure they're actual taxi, or just call an Uber. But yeah, but that was a great experience. The light show, the Burj Khalifa, seeing it in person is way more impactful than any video you can see, especially seeing it at night with the water show and the light show on the building. Yeah, go to our Instagram and our TikTok, and you'll be able to see some of that. Our Facebook, you'll be able to see some of that, and it was fantastic. So one of the things that we knew we had to do, because we had seen a lot of video about it, was to go to the Dubai Marina. Beautiful place, absolutely beautiful. So the Dubai Marina, we went, I guess we kind of went twice, because once we just walked around, had lunch, and then we went back for a sunset, 3-hour sunset cruise that departed from there. Fantastic. That made us look on the internet to see what rental properties cost, because you start thinking about, could we actually afford to live in this marina, because it's walkable, seems like, and there's a mall there, countless restaurants, the views and the ambiance is unbelievable. So we started thinking about, hey, is this affordable? What are people paying that live in this area? Because it seemed like all these high rises are condos, right?
Yeah.
So I think we and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about what the price points are that we found, and is retiring or slow traveling long term to Dubai, is that affordable? And we'll talk about those numbers. But your thoughts on the marina? Can you see yourself there for a month, 2 or 3?
Oh yeah, definitely. The marina was not so pretty. Anything on the water, I mean, is a check for me. So it was on the water, it's beautiful, the boats are beautiful, and it just has like their sun is shining. It's, had a nice promenade there, so you could jog, you could rollerblade, and there was tons of people doing all, walk, there's dogs. It was just, had that healthy lifestyle feel to it. And then with the restaurants and the shops and the cafes, it just really was a place that you felt very nice, and we enjoyed our time there. So yeah, living there, definitely. That would be great.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was like, how much does it cost to live here? Because you could actually just stay in your bubble. It's a huge bubble. You get off the metro, You do a quick walk, maybe 5 minutes. Is it even 5 minutes from the metro?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. And then you're in the Marina area, tons of condos, tons of
mhm.
nice restaurants overlooking the water on the waterfront. I mean, it was fantastic. Like I said, there's a mall there. I mean, and yeah, it's fantastic. It's like, it's like, we did. We had some conversations about it. We were on the internet looking to see, okay, for what kind of condo, a condo fitting our lifestyle, how much would that be per month, over here in Dubai? So it was a thought that we had. And so would you say that just on a normal slow traveling or retirement day, do you think you'd have enough to do? Just hanging out at the marina every day? Do you think that would be something suitable?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. So, but here's the thing, is we were there, um, it's like you almost have to give it another test run during the hottest parts as well, because we were there during the winter time, so the temperatures were very nice, and being outdoors is very nice. So I would have to definitely try it during the summer, because I don't think you're going out there too much in the afternoon. But during these winter months, I definitely you could find enough to do with just being, outside on the water, enjoying the environment, nature.
And speaking of summer months, how about that JBR Beach?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so all in the
I
same area, sort of. Quick
Mhm.
train ride, and then another smaller train ride, and then a quick little walk. Now you're at JBR Beach, and so we had to see that. That was one of the main things we wanted to check out. These man-made beaches, and boy, oh boy, wow! That's all you could say. As soon as we got out there, we're like, wow,
Oh,
plenty of
yeah.
sand, plenty of beach.
Mhm.
I'll let you, yeah, you handle that, babe. This is your forte. Let's talk about the beach.
The beaches were beautiful, and I know from traveling that the word beach is used very loosely, because people will
Mm,
say countries, "Oh, there's a beach here, a beach there," and you get there and it's not very relaxing, rather it's the trash, dirty water, whatever's going on. So, but these beaches that are man-made are beautiful. I mean, it was beautiful. There's lots of families, lots of people. The chairs are already set up there depending on what, or you can just, bring your own. So you can go rent a bed, chairs, umbrellas, and yeah, beautiful. The water's crystal clear. It was amazing. And then you have like the showers to rinse off. It's just like convenience right there as soon as you get there. Everything that you need is there. So it was really nice. We enjoyed it.
yeah, it was like a planned city, like a planned, well thought out and orchestrated beach.
Yeah.
It's like you
Yeah.
took a bunch of people that, like, hey, what should a beach have? And then it was there.
And it was
Yeah.
there. Yes. I mean, there's coffee shop. I mean, it's not even that far of a walk. Wherever you were on the beach, you could just walk. It's not like, some beaches are like so far from the water to back to where your car or restaurant is. It's not that far. Easy walk to get something to drink, something to eat, to rinse off, and then make your way to your car. Yeah, we enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. I was surprised. I mean, you see the pictures, you see the videos, but I was more impressed when we got there at what I was seeing. It's like it was
Yeah.
fantastic, and then
Mhm.
it made us look at the internet again. Like, how much does it cost to live over here? Could you do this? And that was the main
Yeah.
question I would always ask you. I'm like, hey, can you see us here? Can you see us here
Oh,
doing
yeah.
this?
Yeah,
She's
living
like,
there,
oh yeah,
walking out the
yeah,
door and going to the beach every day, swimming in the ocean. Absolutely. But, like I said, we kinda have to see about you know, how it really
yeah,
is during the hottest parts of the month or year. Yeah.
yeah. And plenty of restaurants available. We had lunch there. We just walked.
Mhm.
Had plenty of choices. Plenty of choices. If we wanted Western food, if we wanted, food from any other area of the world, we could have had it. And we
Yeah.
chose we didn't choose the Western food. We chose something else, and we had a great
Some
meal
Mediterranean.
overlooking, yeah, Mediterranean food. We were overlooking the promenade, the walkway. You know, as people were walking by, shops
Yeah.
there, ice cream, you name it. Fantastic. That's great planning. Well thought out. Um, so Dubai, quick trip to Dubai. It was fantastic.
Mhm.
Absolutely fantastic. And then there's Abu Dhabi, which
Yeah.
is in a car, 45 minutes to an hour in a car. Now, we left the country and then came back to Abu Dhabi. And one of the great things about when we re-entered the UAE is that since we had already come before, we were allowed to go through the immigration line where our passport was just scanned. And
Mhm.
once it was scanned, it showed, it approved us because we had been there prior, and it showed how many days we had left on our 90-day visa, which was fantastic. It's like the simple things are just so impressive sometimes. It's like, look, it says we have this many days left on our visa. It's like, oh, duh, there's nothing to think about. It tells you right here on the screen, you have so many days left on your 90-day visa here in the UAE. But the beautiful thing was you scan your passport and you just walk through. It was so fantastic. I loved it. It was great. Now, there were some differences right away that we noticed in Abu Dhabi versus Dubai. And it started right in the airport with the fact that there was less of a crowd. It was definitely less of a crowd. Still spacious, even newer than Dubai. It felt. Did it feel like that to you? That it was even newer, even more modern?
Yeah, it did. It felt like a refreshed Dubai, I guess you could say. Like it did feel newer. And
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, I liked Dubai. I really liked it a lot. I mean, Abu Dhabi. I liked it a lot in comparison to Dubai. So
Okay.
it was really, really nice. A little bit calmer, a little chiller, but really nice. It was
Yeah, definitely a different vibe. Um, and Abu Dhabi is the capital of the UAE, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But as far as transportation from the airport, now you don't have the rail system going from the Abu Dhabi airport. You're gonna have to do private transportation. So we did Uber, and there's a whole. It's the most fantastic section for an Uber that I've ever seen. You
mhm.
have a taxi section, but then the Uber and rideshare section has its own area, and it is the most beautiful section, modern
Yeah.
section that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was very
well thought
fancy.
out. Yeah,
Yeah, for the
well
Uber
thought
pickup.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, well
The air
thought out.
the
Yeah.
airport's beautiful too. Like,
Hmm.
just the building itself, driving up to it, it's I mean, the building is beautiful. The
Hmm.
architecture, it's really stunning to see in the daytime and in the nighttime. A beautiful, beautiful building.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the main way you're going to get around there is either Uber or you can rent a car. And there's pros and cons to renting a car because there's a lot of speed cameras. And I'll go into that in a minute because we actually rented a car for a day.
Yeah.
So what did we do? We stayed in a Western chain because of the points. So we did that, but we had access to executive lounge. So breakfast, dinner was taken care of. But we did venture out because now we have to do a beach comparison.
Yeah.
So we did a little research and we found out about a beach called Corniche Beach in Abu Dhabi. And there's a
Mhm.
public side with a promenade that goes, I think, 8 kilometers.
Mhm.
And then there's private beaches where you can go and have a full service type experience. And that's what we chose to do because our first day in Abu Dhabi was going to be a beach day. We didn't want to do anything else except find us a spot at the beach, chill, and that was
Yeah.
what we were doing that day, right? So we found a place that's, I guess it's affiliated with the Radisson. It's called the Radisson Blue. And it was a private beach there. And it's fantastic. That was a great find. We took an Uber there, and yeah, like I said, check out our Instagram, check out our TikTok, and you'll be able to see, and our Facebook, and you'll be able to see some of the views and experiences we had there. And yeah, did it meet your expectations?
Yeah, definitely. It was beautiful, beautiful beaches, sand. We were laughing because when we left the beach there, we were like, what kind of sand is on that beach? Because it doesn't stick to you. We was like, is
Yeah.
that something like special, like, Emirates sand? Because it was, the sand doesn't stick to you. It's, yeah, that is just beautiful. The water's crystal clear. And I didn't go in. I was tempted, but it still was a little chilly because we were there during the winter, so it hadn't quite heated up yet. But we went in about ankle deep, and just beautiful, a beautiful atmosphere. You can see the city, the skyline. It was just it was really nice. We enjoyed our day there.
Yeah, because I didn't think about the sand until you mentioned it. And then I was kind of like, yeah,
We didn't
we
have
had on
any
all this lotion and
yeah,
moisturizers on and
there's no
just
not
walking barefoot through the sand and going here and going there. And there is no sand on us. It's like I didn't
yeah,
even think about it. You know, we
because
we I
I
guess we
was
should have researched.
yeah, I was a little worried, even though they have showers available
Hmm.
for you to rinse off. But even when you rinse off, like being at the beaches that we normally go to in America, even when you rinse off, you still have sand in your shoes, on your feet, everywhere. You
Oh
get
yeah.
home, your beach is full of sand.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
so I was a little worried about getting in the Uber and having the sand, because even the Ubers in Abu Dhabi, all the cars, I don't know if they have to be approved. They're at a certain level. They're very,
Mhm.
very nice. I was like, I can't believe we got to get the sand, but there was no sand on our shoes at all. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, we
I
I
don't
guess
know.
we should have researched that to see kind of sand are we dealing with here cuz yeah, we had no sand on our shoes, on our skin, no
Yeah.
nothing. It was yeah. Wait, anybody know that? Put in the comments if you know what's going on with the sand over there in the UAE cuz nowhere did we go. Everywhere we went, we ended up with no sand. We took no sand back to our hotels ever. So
Yeah.
yeah, kind of curious about that. But the private beach, it was great. The food was great. Our drinks were great. The experience was well worth it. Now we paid a little bit to get there, but we were kind of in vacation mode, so and we
Yeah.
definitely wanted to chill at this private beach where we knew we had access to everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we did that day. And it was fantastic.
It's
And
fun.
some of the cultural stuff that we did, and wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. The Grand Mosque. Oh my goodness. Wow. I've never seen something so impressive. Now we've been to St. Peter's Basilica, totally
Hmm.
different.
Yeah.
We've been to cathedrals, totally different.
Hmm.
This Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi, wow. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Beautiful.
it's beautiful, so impressive.
Yeah. So far in our experiences, and maybe there's, something else out there, but it was the only thing you can compare it to is the basilica. I mean, the
Mhm.
beauty of being inside of it, but a different type of beauty, a very
Mhm.
serene, very peaceful, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah, and it was busy, but not too crowded. One of the
Hmm.
cool things about the Grand Mosque is how thoughtful and well thought the planning was because where you enter the actual grounds and the entrance for the mosque is below ground and it's a mall. So there's this huge mall that's at the visitor center where you first enter, where you first buy your tickets, and they make
Hmm.
sure you're properly dressed, as a male or a woman. They make sure
Hmm.
you're properly dressed. If not, they make sure you are properly dressed before you even start heading to the mosque. And so, and once again, you get your steps in, but once you get to the Grand Mosque, it's absolutely beautiful. Just check out some of our photos and videos. It's absolutely beautiful, well worth the time, and it's a must see. It's absolutely beautiful. The Grand Mosque was absolutely beautiful, and you look pretty good in an abaya. You picked out a nice abaya. The job. You look pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous. I didn't get mine, so we'll work on
Yeah.
that.
Next
Yeah.
time. Next time.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also went to the presidential palace.
Yeah.
And wow again, for the lack of a better vocabulary. Wow. Um, yeah, I mean, it was way more impressive than I ever thought it was gonna be.
Mhm.
Um, and one of the cool things we learned is that no one actually lives at the palace. It is strictly for business,
Mhm.
which is like, wow, this great display of culture here um, is just for government business. No one actually lives here. Found it to be incredible. And we saw some cool artifacts there, some cool gifts that were given to the country from other countries.
Yeah,
Um,
a lot of
very, very
history,
nice.
a little bit of the history and the culture of Abu
Hmm.
Dhabi. So it was very informative and wow, what a sight to see.
Yeah,
Massive, very impressive.
yeah, it's a must see. The Grand Mosque, the Presidential Palace, these are
Mm.
must sees. And as a tourist and everywhere we go, we also have to go to a fancy mall. So we went over to the we went over to the Yas Mall,
Oh,
and
yeah,
this
yeah,
is on Yas Island,
yeah.
and this is a really trendy place, a really cool part of Abu Dhabi, where you have the Ferrari World and Sea World and all these other parks over there, and then you have the mall, and the mall it was very nice, modern, spacious. We took advantage of some of the cafes there. We didn't stay long. We just wanted to go and see. We just had to see. We had to experience it to say we did it. And yeah, malls on steroids, people. It's like once you get out of what we're used to back home, start traveling the world. You get to see that there's some good things going on out here in different parts of the world. And I mean,
Mhm.
things are modern, things are high tech, and just a whole different experience. And one thing I like to focus on is like there's no chaos, there's no
No.
loudness, there's no rudeness, there's no
Yeah.
disorder.
I think that's like, if you really think about it at a deeper level, it's like the malls that we've seen here in Thailand and, in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and even Bahrain. It's like the malls are set up, number 1, they want you to come to the mall. They want you to
Hmm.
come with your family,
Hmm.
they want you to stay. And if you think about the malls that we're from, they're like hardly any sitting areas. There might be a bench, but there's no like sitting areas for you to sit down and enjoy the company of a friend or your family. Where the malls in these other countries, like they are built for community, really, to go and to experience the mall, to stay all day, to have
Hmm.
something to do, to sit and enjoy. And I think that's a big difference. It's like, oh, you went to another mall, but the malls are so different. Just the energy that's in them. There's always something to see. There's always something going on to entertain the people that are there. And I guess maybe because of these other countries as well, it's really hot outside. So going outside and doing outside activities, you're kind of limited to very early morning or very late at night. And so the malls are just, yeah, they're very friendly, family friendly and just, fun to be in. So it's really quite an experience for free. I mean, if you cannot do any shopping, it's a very nice free way to spend some time.
Yeah, and they're designed for just to walk around. And that is a
Yeah.
big difference because I remember when we used to have indoor malls back in America when they were very prevalent,
Yeah.
you know, we had to, it was almost like they didn't want you hanging out. They
Too
wanted
long.
you moving and shopping, didn't
In,
want anybody, yeah, in and out. They didn't want you
out.
loitering. They didn't want you sitting around, not doing anything. But these malls over here, they want you to literally hang out. They want you to hang out. Um, and we're gonna do a video about and a podcast episode about where I'm currently located over here in Bahrain because the malls over here are designed the same way where they want you to come here. And
Yeah.
especially during the hotter months, they're going to want you to come over and go to the malls because they're air conditioned and they're spacious and everything you possibly want to do is inside these malls. So a couple things we talked about before we get into the financial part of it. We talked about the airports over here in the UAE. Very easy, very next level of ease. No chaos at immigration. We're organized, spacious, modern, high tech. As a matter of fact, leaving Abu Dhabi, we left using facial recognition. They scanned our face, and the gates opened for us to go inside the airport. That was our immigration process leaving Abu Dhabi. Facial recognition. And after we got through the facial recognition, just kind of looked at you like, that's like, seriously? Why isn't this standard everywhere? It's like, wow, facial recognition. Okay, yeah, we remember you. You came in. We approved you to come in. You can leave now. Have a great trip. It was just great. No paperwork needed. And from what we've read, Abu Dhabi is planning on using facial recognition instead of tickets for flights pretty soon. So that's going to be interesting seeing when they actually have that implicated. It's going to be very interesting seeing whenever that is actually a real thing and how long it takes for other places to adopt that. Because the tech is out there, because they just demonstrated it to us that the tech is out there. You can have an immigration process based on facial recognition and simply scanning a passport, and it can be done. So, okay. Now we talked about, could we live here? Could we live in Abu Dhabi, or could we live in the UAE? So I guess we kind of have to talk about real numbers. And I'm looking here, and for the UAE in general, one city is a lot more family friendly, and that is Abu Dhabi. And Abu Dhabi is way more chill, but at the same time, you have to pretty much have your own transportation. Dubai, whole lot going on, a lot busier. Traffic is way more serious. We watched traffic while we were on the metro, and traffic in Dubai was insane. And we took an Uber ride to go maybe 2 miles or 3.5 kilometers. And it took us, about 30 minutes, 40 minutes or something like that?
Yeah.
I think we could have walked quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could have walked quicker. Okay, so let's see. Here's what some stats say as far as the cost of living as a retiree. The budget's going to range anywhere from $3,100 for a retired couple. It's going to range anywhere from $3,100 to $4,800 US dollars per month as a retiree, and that's based on what you may pay for housing, your utilities, transportation, food, insurance, and add $500 or $600 for miscellaneous type things. So this isn't going to be for a retiree that's looking for something really low and affordable. This is going to be for a retired couple that has quite a bit of an income coming in, $3,100 to $4,800 a month to spend as basic needs, including a little bit of entertainment. So that puts Dubai and Abu Dhabi kind of in an upper echelon of what's affordable compared to going to certain countries like Panama, Mexico, Thailand, Vietnam. So the UAE is going to be a little higher of a standard to get here. Okay. And the type of visas, they do have a retirement visa, but like I said, it's not just, you're going to be in the upper middle class of income earners from a US dollar standpoint. They do have a retirement visa where you have to be 55 years old at a minimum. And you either have to have 275,000 US dollars in a savings account or some kind of, or buy some type of property or be invested in some property in Dubai or the UAE, or have an income of around $4,000 per month. So that knocks a lot of retirees out of the ballgame. But if you're in that ballgame, there you go. And you decide you want to come over here and have this life, you got it. And then they have an even bigger visa where they have a golden visa that's good for 10 years, but it requires an investment of over $500,000 US dollars, property investment. And like I said, that's not the normal retiree. But if you're in that echelon of retirees, might be an option for you. But let's say if you have a remote job and you're still working full time for a Western company and you have a very good income coming in, you can do a remote work 1-year residency visa, which the minimum income is $3,500 USD. So that might be attainable for people that are still working remotely, or you work for yourself and you have an income of $3,500 USD or more. Might be an option for you to consider. So it's not your standard, just basic retirement visa like we talked about in our last episode, where you have, Panama and Costa Rica, where it's only $1,000 USD required per month as far as proof of income, or Thailand. This is a lot more, but at the same time, the standard of living over here is pretty high because these cities are only 50, 55 years old. So everything's pretty modern.
Yeah.
Okay. Comparing the two cities, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and then give me your feedback on this after, I tell you the strengths. So Abu Dhabi strengths are between Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Abu Dhabi strengths are it's a little less expensive, definitely a lot more chill, definitely a calmer pace. There's a lot more cultural depth with the mosque and the presidential palace, but it seems like you're catching more of the Emirati culture over in Abu Dhabi versus Dubai. And if you're a retiree like our age or older, Abu Dhabi kind of fits our swag more. That's kind of like that fits our mold a little better,
or lack of,
or lack of too much going on. You could do stuff, but but Abu Dhabi was more a retirement feel for us. Not boring, just not Dubai, as far as how busy Dubai is. So Dubai's strength is that you don't need a car. You can be on the metro. You don't have to have a car. I think Abu Dhabi, you're probably gonna have to have a car. If you're in your bubble, like the Dubai Marina, Internet City, and other parts of the city, the walkability is fantastic. We like to call it our bubble. Once you find your bubble, using like the Dubai Marina as an example, it's walkable. Plenty of choices in food and dining, and both cities have those options, but Dubai is more of a true melting pot of cultures. There are people from all over the world. The melting pot of people was second to none, I'm pretty sure. I think the only place we've been where we've seen that much diversity is New York City. And first time ease is easy to get around. Our first time being in Dubai, our only time being in Dubai, it was, besides the airport, it was pretty easy. We didn't get lost. It was pretty easy to navigate. So I would say retirement wise, may lean toward Abu Dhabi. Big city energy, plenty of stuff to do. Dubai. What are your thoughts?
I agree 100%. I liked Abu Dhabi just because of all the things that you just described. It was a little more chill, but very, very nice. It had everything you needed to do to stay busy. The Corniche area, I could definitely see living around there, close to there, with that, the promenade. It's just, and very active lifestyle. But I make that caveat again. We went at a very cooler time. And Dubai, the feeling for Dubai for me was, it's a little bit more touristy and commercial, and it had a very South Beach, Las Vegas vibe. But then again, we were in the touristy parts, and there's a lot of energy there. It definitely is like a great place, as an entrepreneur, a young person. It was, it's a vibrant city. And my choice, if we had to choose between one, it would probably be Abu Dhabi. but
Mm,
I think they're both
okay.
great cities, both great cities.
Yep. Agreed. Agreed. So you never know. We might end up being retirees in Abu Dhabi. Who knows?
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out where in the world we want to be.
Yeah, and the thing about housing too, compared to Thailand, so, like condos and apartments are very, very small, like packed.
Mhm.
But over there in the Emirates, everything is huge. Not everything, but I mean, they like their space. Everything is
Mhm.
massive, the villas, everything is spacious. And that really is kind of nice, a nice change after living in a very compact place. So I did
Yeah.
notice that. I do like that, the more spacious
Okay.
housing.
Agreed. Agreed. Because they're a lot of people are my size over in the Emirates. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely easier to find a pair of shoes. So yeah, that's facts. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you have to do what's best for you. You know, people out here viewing or listening, what are your preferences? Need some space. You don't mind a smaller place because you want to be in the middle in the mix. It's a choice. So I guess our final takeaways is that the UAE is very luxurious, but you don't have to live that luxurious life. You don't have to get caught up in the Joneses. Now you can get caught up. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We were
But
watching the show. Yeah, it
yeah.
was, you can get caught up in that life if you're
Yeah.
not careful. I like to think that at our stage in life, we're minimalists, so that doesn't interest us at all. But if you wanted to live that life, oh boy, it's readily available. Um, the infrastructure is like I said, the city, the Emirates, 50, 60 years old. Everything's super modern, super high tech.
Mhm.
I don't even know if there's crime. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is it has a reputation as being safe. We didn't see any homelessness. There was no vagrancy. We never had anybody approach us begging for money, asking for money. We never saw any of that. We never saw
Yeah.
any pickpocketing. No sketch. We saw no sketchiness whatsoever.
Yeah. And
Everything.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I do want to talk about, being a female too over there. Is that
Oh
there's
yeah.
a lot of, there's a lot of, I'm not going to say precautions, but I'm trying to find the other word, is that they make provisions for being a woman. Like on the metro, there's women only cars, and
Mhm.
Ubers, there's women only Ubers. There's
Mhm.
at the beach, we learned there that there's a time during the day where it's only families, and if you're a single woman, no single men. So those are things that it's a place as a single woman. If you were single, you would feel very safe. So I just wanted to say that too for all the single ladies out there looking for a new place to live.
Yeah, that's very important. That's very
Mm,
important.
it is.
That yeah.
Number one. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the women's only cars on the metro, a women only
Mm,
Uber. Yep, the time for families and women only at the beach, no men.
yeah.
Oh yeah, everything's been very respectful over here towards women, which may not be what you've heard. So, yeah,
Yeah.
we can go into that in another episode because, yeah, eyes have been opened over here. We've learned a lot, especially after talking to people that live here and are from the areas. I would love to impart some knowledge on some folks as far as that's concerned. Travel over here has been very easy. The airlines, that's a whole nother episode about these airlines over here. Emirates, Qatar, Gulf Air. Oh my, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
whole nother episode. Wow, that's all I can say. Um, yeah, so very fun area to travel and learn about.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Definitely.
More to come, and UAE met every expectation and exceeded some expectations, and we're looking forward to experiencing some more of the countries because we got quite a few more destinations to tackle over here. And where I am now, Bahrain, we'll be talking about that very soon. Make sure you like and subscribe and share all this great information, and give us some feedback on what you might want to know, what you may want to listen to or see, and we'll see if we can make it happen for you.